Item 6, coming to Councillor Williams on the consultation results for the Mayor's Challenge Fund crossing proposals at Dunham Road and Gawsey Lane.
Thank you, Chair. In the interest of time, as I'm conscious that we have full council immediately after this meeting, a little bit restricted this evening, I shan't speak at length to the item as the report does do a pretty good job outlining the subject matter. Committee members will recall that in February 2019, a petition was presented in front of full council from a student, well, a then student of Altrincham Girls Grammar School, requesting that consideration be given for a new pedestrian crossing to be installed on the A56 by Dunham Road. The council has essentially pursued consideration of that matter and referred it to Transport for Greater Manchester via the Mayor's Challenge Fund. I'm pleased to be able to report that consultation was undertaken with the community and had received generally favourable responses. So we have pursued the item and Transport for Greater Manchester, together working with our highways department, have put forward a proposal which is outlined in the report this evening for approval. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Williams. Any questions or comments from members of the executive? Questions or comments more widely? Councillor Wetton, please.
Thank you. I just needed to draw members' attention to some aspects within this scheme, and these are not related at all to the pedestrian crossing or the cycle crossing. These are concerns that have been made to me by a significant number of local residents, very local to the junction in question, and they're concerned about the unintended consequences of the alterations to the road layout, particularly the loss of the junction of Devisdale Road and the A56. That in itself adds pressure to the junction of St Margaret's Road and the A56, but also Devisdale Road and St Margaret's Road, which is sort of compounding as they're piling up as you're getting there. And then the movement of the bus stop onto St Margaret's Road, again building up pressure on there. So the fears are expressed by, as I say, quite a number of the local residents about the traffic issues that will arise by removing that important junction, the Devisdale Road junction, and all those knock-on effects. I've made significant representations on this, and I do believe in my layman's approach to it, that there is scope to deliver most of this scheme. Certainly the pedestrian crossing, the cycle crossing, they're given. I think that other things can be delivered without taking the Devisdale Road A56 junction away. And I would just really ask that as this goes forward, that that be given some serious looking at by officers. It's quite a space to fit what we're talking about into it. It doesn't impact on the initial scheme of the initial request of the pedestrian crossing and the cycle crossing, fine. But as I say, I do believe there's sufficient space there to at least meet some of those residents' concerns and not build pressure where we don't want it. Unintended consequences, you find them out once things are built, and then there's no chance of getting anything reversed. So I would just make those that request and hope that the local residents' voices are being heard through me. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Wetton. Councillor Williams.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Councillor Wetton. I know that you've made significant representations on this matter, and I think you do a great service for the residents of Bowden Ward who have contacted you. I did look into the specific request in respect of the junction of Devilsdale Road, and my understanding is that, and I appreciate you've just advised committee that removing that aspect wouldn't impact on the initial request of the pedestrian crossing, but what it would do is prohibit cycling provision. Now, as this scheme has been delivered via the Mayor's Challenge Fund, TFGM were extremely keen on us facilitating cycle provision. So my view is that this wouldn't be going ahead were it not for the cycling provision being included and the specific impact there upon that junction with Devilsdale Road. I appreciate that some residents will have concerns. I'd like to think that the impact on them will not be as significant as perhaps they are concerned it will be, because otherwise I consider this to be essentially a case of a resident has asked and we have delivered. I think it's a very good news story in the context of extreme austerity that we find ourselves in. Thank you, Chair.
Councillor Durant.
Thank you, Leader. I just wanted to start off by first congratulating Eleanor, who's in attendance tonight, for bringing this issue forward. She did amazing work with the petition, but she recognised that hundreds of school children each morning were facing peril as they crossed this road. And I think the safety improvements that will be put in place will be a real big step forward. So congratulations again for the splendid work you've done. And it's good to see this scheme taking forward. The one criticism I would have is there was a second consultation on the Gorsey Lane scheme. It went out to 369 properties, but only got 19 responses. And I think this slowed down the scheme going forward quite considerably. And I just want to know why that was allowed to happen.
Thank you, Councillor. My understanding is there is a specific request that the consultation be extended. I can provide you with a little bit more information if you give us the time. I'm happy to contact you with an update.
Thanks, Councillor Williams. Councillor Welton, rather, sorry.
Don't worry, it's happening all the time, don't worry. Yes, I mean, a similar point to my namesake regarding the Devilsdale, but a rather different suggestion is that the scheme as proposed could be simplified hugely if Devilsdale Road was actually filtered, had a single exit onto Groby Road, and then accessed the main road network via St Margaret's Road, rather than having currently it's got an exit at each end, currently on the A56 in these current proposals onto St Margaret's Road. And actually it's a very quiet road. It could easily just be a cul-de-sac, which then filters out onto Groby Road, and that would make the whole junction design considerably simpler, and I would have thought quite a lot cheaper as well. So you might want to consider that, but I don't want to hold this up. So it's just something for you to think about. But it's taken a long time already. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Councillor Welton. We will note that proposal. So the recommendations are as set out in the report. I just want to echo Councillor Jones' comments in congratulating Eleanor and also acknowledging that this has taken a very long time to come forward. So I am pleased that it is here today. So with the comments that we have received from members, can the recommendations be approved, please? Thank you.